Hello, traders. It's Tuesday, December 8th, and we're about 4 hours into trading. Let's see what the market's doing. Got a nice gradual float higher on the S&P 500. You can see how we started out kind of choppy this morning. Probe for support, higher low, double bottom. Have a 10P cross on our indicator. This is all I use to trade the S&P 500. That ended up being a nice signal, and you can see how the indicator continued to move higher right up until this point right here. So we took out the close from yesterday, which was nice. This is what we call a bearish divergence, and it is a sign that the trend that is currently in place is very, very strong. You can see how the indicator is dropping and dropping. Typically, this would be accompanied by a market decline as well. And this indicator is always early, so this is a time to be cautious right in here. But once the indicator started to drop, and we saw the S&P 500 have a series of higher lows, I mentioned in the chat room, this is a bullish divergence, meaning that the next cross will be really good. Here you've got a bullish flag. You can connect those tails right there. There's the top end, the downward sloping line. You can see how we have a series of higher lows. Once we break out, we get the next leg higher, and that happens to coincide with the high from last Friday, which was the close. That was the close from Friday. You can see once we got through that point, the market fueled higher. So let's take a look at the daily chart and see where we're at. Get a longer term perspective. Got an inside bar right there from yesterday. Couple of green bars here, and the market making a new all-time high. I am fairly cautious, and you know this from my Sunday night video. If I put up almost any indicator, you can use RSI, you can use Bollinger Bands. We are right up on the upper edge of that. Bullish sentiment is also extremely high. You can also see technically, if we draw a trend line like this, let me draw that in for you so you'll be able to see. We'll connect this top right here, and we'll connect this top right here. And you can see how we're through the upper end of it. So that would be one sign of an overextension as well. We have another trend line here that we can draw, and you can see connecting those prior highs right there. You can see how we're also above it. Overextended, markets can stay overextended for a very long period of time. For me personally, it means be cautious. We can see if we put up the ATR, I'm going to put up a study here so that we can gauge the average true range for the S&P 500, and I like to use a 20-day moving average. We're going to apply that. This is what's been happening to the intraday ranges. It has been falling dramatically. From that November high, we've almost decreased by 50%. So the intraday movement is waning, and also the volume on the S&P 500 has been declining as well. So those light volume rallies like this need to be handled with a great deal of caution. The other thing that we have is a stair-step pattern of 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, the whole way up. Well, this is 3 steps forward. We have not taken 2 steps back, and I believe that the market will be poised to challenge this upward sloping trend line right here, which comes into play around SPY 363. I think when we do pull back to that level, it'll be a good entry point to sell some out of the money bullish put spreads. So I am not bearish. Very, very important for me to emphasize that, because as soon as I tell people that I feel the market's a little overextended and we're due for a pullback, the next question is, should I sell out of the money call spreads? No, absolutely not. Well, why not? Well, because we are in a 7-month bull rally. We are in an 11-month bull rally. Picking tops is a great way to lose a lot of money very, very quickly. What this means is that I'm not adding to my bullish swing positions right here. I'm managing the bullish put spreads that I have on right now. Time decay is working its magic. I don't want to put any bullish put spreads on right here. Let's take a look at the VXX, and I'll explain why. With the average daily ranges starting to compress, you're also starting to see option implied volatilities decline very, very rapidly. And you can see by the VXX here that there is not a lot of option premium. Well, what does that mean? That means that when we do sell out of the money bullish put spreads, we have to go very, very close to the money to get the credit that we'd be looking for. And that also means that when the market does have a little blip, just a little hiccup, that's all it's going to take. One bad day with the S&Ps down 50 points, and we know we have them. I mean, you can look all over and see these long red bars. All it's going to take is one day like this to wreak havoc. You get one pullback like that, and all of a sudden, all the spreads that you just put on are deep in the money. That's no good. So we have to wait for the market to pull back. Once that dip finds support, then we can reload on our bullish put spreads. Until then, we just sit back and watch time decay eat away at our current bullish put spreads. I have had a half a SPY position on from 360 back in here, and we took profits on that yesterday. So we had a nice little gain. That was kind of our kicker. I'm not doing a whole lot right here. There's some day trades to be had. We're going to take a look at some. As far as any kind of swing trades, if that's what you'd like to hear in the video, I hate to disappoint you. I'm not going to show you any swing trades today, but I will show you some really nice bullish day trades that have been coming up on our heavy buying search. And you don't have to take my word for it. I can show you the chat room and go back to the comments that have been made today. These are all traders who are getting in positions throughout the course of the day, and I'm going to put the chat room up so you can see it. And it's not just me doing these trades. We've got a lot of traders in here making great money. So I'm going to go down to the 8th. You'll see my pre-open market comments. You'll also see a lot of charts. These are traders helping each other out. We post trades that look attractive. We find them in the option stalker searches. And so all of us know exactly what the setup is because we're using the same source of information. So I'm going to start scrolling down, and these are pre-open comments. There's my opening market comments. And now I'm just going to continue to go down so you can see some of the trades that we've been in. You're going to recognize them because you'll see them in the search on the left that I'm going to be clicking through. ARLO, DKNG, FSLY was a really good one. Roku. I was in Oxy. Plug has been fantastic. You can see everybody getting into Plug. Continue to go down. SNOW, FCell. Oxy I was in and out of earlier this morning. Again, lots of charts and lots of information. RAD. BCRX, FCell again. I just want to show you that I'm not making all of this up. These are actual trades that are being done in the chat room. UA, we like that. There's a comment on KNDI, Micron. I think you get the idea. DBX I saw in there. So now we're just going to take a look at some of these stocks that have been in here that people have been trading, and I'll show you how they've done for the day. I like this ARLO right here. So I think this stock sets up really, really well for a move higher. And in fact, I might buy some right now. I think I'm going to do that. And I'll put the order in. And we'll continue to move on. So this stock opened and went right through the prior day's high, made its high of the day, and it pulled back. But it's made a series of higher lows, and you can see how the stock is starting to gain some relative strength. So I'm going to put up the 5-minute chart. You can see how the market's been fairly flat up here, but you can see how the stock has been able to move higher here recently. So I think it's going to continue to drift higher, and I believe that it is going to test the high of the day. So that would be an excellent point to take profits on. If I go into the daily chart, you can see that the stock has broken through this major horizontal resistance on very, very heavy volume. That is a great D1 setup. And so even if I enter this trade, and maybe it wasn't the best entry point for the stock, and I have a market pullback, it's okay because I'll be able to weather the storm in this particular stock. and know that I have the D1 chart pattern on my side. So let's say that the market does come in right here and the stock takes a little bit of heat, it comes back to here. I'll be okay with that. I'll weather that storm knowing that on a daily basis, if I have to, and I get blindsided by a big market move, I can stick with this stock for a bit and feel very comfortable doing so with that D1 breakout. Now, for a lot of traders, they just go in and take a look at the 5-minute chart, and that's all they trade off of. I like to look at what the market's doing. Right now, I feel pretty confident that the market bid is very strong today, and I love this breakout here on a D1 basis. I believe that that 720 level on this stock is going to hold for quite a while. So I feel very comfortable, even if we get a little bit of a market pullback here, that this stock is going to move higher and that I can hold it overnight. And so what this allows me to do is oftentimes you hear traders talking about having a fixed percentage stop. I am not for that at all. I feel that every market day is different. I feel that every stock is different. I take a look at what the stock is doing from a technical standpoint, and I want to make sure that I have relative strength taking place the entire time. Orange line above zero, you hear me talk about that all the time. Those are the types of things that I need to have present in the underlying stock. So let's go through the list and we'll take a look at some of the stocks that we've been trading. These have been on the list since early this morning. Breaks through prior day's high, long green candles, beautiful profit opportunity there. SFIX that had earnings overnight, so I'm going to skip past that one. That had a massive gap higher. Here you've got FSLY. We were in this one early today. You can see how it blew through that prior day's high. Long green candles closing on the high. Went from $91 to $100. All in here, there were opportunities to make money. And yes, we were in and out of that one all morning. You can see here, Costco through the prior day's high, long green candle, stock actually reversed from early weakness and then blew through this high. Really nice opportunity to make some money there. Great relative strength. FDX, super strong out of the gate. This tends to be a pretty choppy stock. So right out of the gate, you see this pullback right in here. It shoots higher, but very tough on FDX to day trade it and to buy breakouts. You have to be patient. You can see the same thing happened here. You get a pullback, and then this looks like we're off to the races at the high from yesterday. You've got to buy dips. Buy that dip. Wait for the stock to find support right here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now this is a better entry point. Downward sloping trend line. That's where you want to get in on your day trade. Kind of the same thing here. You know, based on this, that it's choppy during the day. Well, when you see a huge blow off spike like that, FDX is not developing a cure for cancer. There's nothing that dramatic in the business model that's going to cause you to have to buy that stock right here and right now. You're going to have a chance to get in on it. And here's another example. When you go back and you look at these charts, look at what the character of the stock is. Like right here. Down, down, down. Oh, looks like a great short. Not so fast. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, great. You know, we're through the prior day's high. Oh, buy, buy. No. When you see choppy price action like this, it tells you that you must bid for the stock. You do not buy breakouts. You do not buy breakouts on stocks like these. You've got to put a bid in lower and try and buy it on a dip. It's the only way you can trade FDX. I don't like trading FDX. It's too choppy for me. Plug is one that we've been in today. You can see how it blew through the prior day's high right here. Long green candles closing on their high. Look at the volume. This is off of the heavy volume search. So perfect candidate. Lots of profit from $25.75 all the way up to $29. Huge runner. J&J, that's had a really nice move today. It's also fairly choppy stock. RAD is one that I was in early today. Beautiful. Got your compression, follow through. X, super strong. There you've got it going through the prior day's high. Long green candle closing on its high. Beautiful relative strength. GoGo. A lot of members trading GoGo today. Nice compression, tight, 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 tight price action yesterday. But man, when it went today, you can see how it blew through the prior day's high, pulled back just a little bit, and then it's off to the races on big volume. That's why this is one of my favorite day trading searches. And when everybody in the chat room starts posting stocks, they're all looking at the same searches. They go, oh yeah, I've seen that stock before. That's a great one. I want to join that move. Another one, breakout above yesterday's high, long green candles, great relative strength. Beautiful. So that's how we find day trades. I wish I had some swing trades that I could show you, but I really don't feel like the market has that much more upside to it right here. And if I'm wrong, if the SPY goes up to 380, that's okay. I still got my bullish put spreads on. I'm still going to make money on those trades. Been generating nice income from them. I'm not going to shed any tears on that. I'll continue to day trade. I'll find some opportunities during the day, and I'll be able to capitalize on that move higher if it happens. But what I am not going to open myself up to is to start selling out of the money bullish put spreads when everything looks rosy like this, and then all of a sudden we get a 50-point S&P 500 move lower, and now everything that I've recently put on is in the money and it's a nightmare. Then instead of looking for opportunities, I'm trying to manage my losing positions, and I don't want to be in that position right now. So if you've got a lot of bullish positions on right now, I'd really suggest taking some profits here, waiting for that market pullback. When we get that market pullback, we want to make sure that that support is confirmed. So we don't want to just come down and sit here and test it a little bit and go, yep, that looks good. We want to make sure that we don't crack below it, because if we do, there could be some nasty downside to it here. We've got year-end strength, so I'm not looking for a market that's going to fall apart. Buyers are still engaged, looking for Q1 to be much better in terms of economic growth and activity once the vaccines are distributed. So that's what's keeping the market afloat. But the PE right now in the S&P 500 is 40. That's super, super rich. There's room for some profit taking in here. So get that dip, then we can make sure support is still there. Then we can reload and look for perhaps a nice little grind higher to this all-time high into year end. But just be careful for the next week or so. I really think that we need to get through this time frame. If you like this content, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on your notifications so that you never miss these videos. I promise you, I'll always have lots of trade ideas for you. When possible, I'm going to have a lot of swing trades that I like too. I just feel you need to be a little bit cautious with those right now and to take some money off the table. Thank you. Good luck with your trading. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.